In 1951, Evelyn Kennedy and other parents of children labeled as mentally retarded were told that these children could not be helped. The reaction of these parents? No way.
You ever have anything burned in your head? Well, these words were burned in both John and my head. Mr. and Mrs. Kennedy, you have a mentally retarded child. He is born retarded. He will die retarded. Our only advice to you is, for the sake of your other son, to put him away and forget you ever had him. Now, if ever there were words given that pierced the heart, you can imagine. We knew, put him away, no. And forget him, God, no. One snowy February night, 1951, a group of 12 parents got together at our home. The remarkable thing was this: we weren't together 5 minutes, complete strangers, and we had a bond between us that nothing in this whole world was going to break. We were going to get for our kids what was their natural birthright.
From the early efforts of people like Evelyn Kennedy to the vast services offered today, the Kennedy Center has become one of the largest, most comprehensive and innovative community-based rehabilitation organizations in Connecticut. Our mission to support the empowerment of individuals with diverse abilities, disabilities, and special needs through extensive participation and inclusion in the community stems from the goals and needs determined throughout the development of the Kennedy Center. In the 50s, the Kennedy Center organized the first school for children with disabilities in New England, built the William Street Center, and advocated for special education legislation. In the 60s, the Kennedy Center established the first 2 group homes in Connecticut for persons with mental retardation, expanded fundraising, and built the Virginia Avenue facility. It started the first 4 Seasons Ball, expanded vocational training, and received its first national award. In the 70s, the Albans donated their Garden Street building to the Kennedy Center. The auxiliary was formed, and the over and under shop was begun. Professional services were also expanded. In the 80s, expanded vocational facilities were created and dedicated at Garden Street, and the Kennedy Center started 4 training businesses. National CARF accreditation was achieved. The Unique Perspectives Calendar was created and 4 new residents opened. A New England Rehabilitation Network Award for exemplary programs was received. 4 community experience programs opened, and the Kennedy Center began serving people with psychiatric disabilities. To date, the Kennedy Center has opened 14 residences, as well as providing supports to assist people to live independently in their own homes. Travel training was established in Connecticut and Metro Boston. Case management services and other supports were expanded to inner-city families and other populations. The Children's Services Department was developed. In addition, adults with acquired brain injury were provided around-the-clock support. National awards were received from the U.S. Department of Education, the National Rehabilitation Awareness Foundation, and the Department of Housing and Urban Development. CARF rated the center in its top 3% nationally. Many new community experience projects began, and Evelyn Kennedy was named a Connecticut Treasure. For many years, the building on Garden Street served the Kennedy Center as a home for programs and services, but always looking to the ever-changing needs of clients. The Kennedy Center moved from the Garden Street location in 2005 to a new, modern facility on Lindeman Drive in Trumbull. It houses administrative offices for therapeutic services and programs, like art therapy, where clients work on a variety of projects, including the famed annual Kennedy Center Unique Perspectives Calendar. There's frameworks. The workplace, where products are assembled daily by clients for area industries. Soups and Such, where food is prepared for both outside catering and the in-house cafeteria. And the building on Lindeman Drive houses other Kennedy industry components, as well as serving as the transportation hub for the more than 100 vehicles owned and operated by the Kennedy Center.
Hello, my name is Ron Noren. I'm a past chairman of the board of the Kennedy Center. My family has been involved in a variety of volunteer capacities with the Kennedy Center over the past 40 years. During that time, we've been amazed at the number of people with disabilities whose lives have been immeasurably improved and touched by the programs of the Kennedy Center. Let's take a look at some of the programs that are provided right now.
Rob, who is deaf, is one of the Kennedy Center's success stories. He sought support through the Center's Job Placement Department. Rob learned to excel at his work, and his employer learned new ways to communicate with an employee with deafness. The therapeutic and vocational services offered through the Kennedy Center have provided Eileen years of hands-on experience in a supported employment environment. This added to her pride of workmanship and a sense of accomplishment. The Kennedy Center offers a variety of experiences and top-quality service to numerous area businesses. Families are at the center of the Children's Services programs, which include a birth to 3 component that is a community model. With the parent aid services and after-school activities, children with disabilities and special needs are included in the educational and social groups of the community at large. The Kennedy Center offers a wide range of residential services, from supervised and semi-independent settings to independent apartments and the opportunity of living in one's own home. Counselors assist consumer residents to become a part of their neighborhood and their community by linking individuals to an existing natural support system, as well as teaching important daily living skills. Diane has made the transition from living at home with her family to now living independently. Working relationships with over 300 Connecticut businesses have created more than 600 job opportunities for persons with disabilities. Training is available through the 6 businesses of the Kennedy Center. These businesses include Soups and Such Catering, Frameworks, Ken Clean Janitorial Services, Stamps and Stuff, Cutting Edge Lawn Care, and Kennedy Industries Warehouse and Packaging. As Kennedy Center participants live longer and fuller lives, the Senior Options Program plays a special role. With daily activities from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in a welcome, friendly environment. They cover current events, exercise, cooking and gardening instruction, art therapy, dance, and much more. All activities that enhance their later years. Soccer, swimming, golf, and skiing are just some of the many sports that are part of the recreational and social choices that interest Kennedy Center participants. They also visit museums, theaters, and vacation spots, as well as access community events and activities. Martin Schwartz has been president and CEO of the Kennedy Center since 1978.
The Kennedy Center was founded on the premise that all people, regardless of disability, have a right to lead a life as fulfilling and as rewarding as possible. We have never wavered from that initial premise. As a matter of fact, we've only expanded the opportunities that we provide to people with disabilities and special needs. We're very proud of our accomplishments, and we look forward with great enthusiasm for even more exciting opportunities to support people with disabilities and special needs in the future. You will see the stories of 3 individuals that I think very well display exactly what we're talking about here.
Bobby Jones was a high school student who was having difficulty reaching goals. At age 21, Bob was on the verge of leaving the public school structure and facing the future with uncertainty. Realizing this, Bob developed behavioral issues, including refusing to use his walker and choosing not to interact with others. Bob's mother, Debbie, was concerned about his future.
Well, we used to say that we were afraid he was going to drop off the face of the earth type thing, that there weren't really services. You go from a school system where there's entitlements and IEPs, we all know that, and then we didn't know what the planning would be, what advocacy we would have for him, really how much people would be willing to work with us, and also to change his program as he went from 21 to 41 and hopefully continues to make improvements in his life and his abilities.
Bobby started coming to the Kennedy Center at the beginning of the school year. The Kennedy Center staff worked with Bobby, including Kate Damon.
When Bob first came to the Kennedy Center, we knew that we had a lot of work in front of us. From day one, the staff at the Kennedy Center has been working to develop and implement things for Bob to do that would be beneficial in Bob's life. Activities that Bob enjoys doing, community experience trips that would help engage Bob in daily social living skills, community integration experience, just getting Bob out there.
After just a few months at the Kennedy Center, Bobby now uses his walker on a regular basis. The Kennedy Center has created relevant community experiences that have helped Bobby to be more receptive to society. On a regular basis, Bobby collects bottles and cans for recycling. Bobby is an example of the success of the Kennedy Center's transition program, Project Triumph, that facilitates transition for the developmentally disabled from high school to the adult world. Bob has begun to make more of his own decisions and enjoys a more independent life. Diane Robertson has made great progress through her involvement with the Kennedy Center. Individual supports have enabled Diane to transition from apartment living to a condominium of her own.
Living here is like a dream, and this is my retirement home, and I'm not leaving anymore.
Her mother, Dot, who has 2 daughters receiving services from the Kennedy Center, is grateful for the center's help.
The Kennedy Center has met all their needs. It's like an umbrella over our family and the girls. The services that they get, they're taken care of medically, they're taken care of physically. All their needs are met.
Diane is very proud of her home and loves to have friends tour it with her.
This is Willard the owl, and he turns his head and he protects my house from burglars and whatever, and I got him from Treeland.
For close to 2 decades, she's been employed at a nursing home, requiring her to rise each workday at 4 a.m. She's learned to handle a wide variety of transportation modes to get to and from her work and for social and recreational activities as well. With many friends and many interests, Diane has created a very fulfilling life. Mark Russo was born with Rubinstein-Tabi, one of the rarest disabling syndromes in the world. This condition was visible almost from the moment of birth. Mark's mother, Michelle, knew he would need help.
We knew then that we were going to need, many therapists, many special services, and we were fortunate that Mark got into the Birth to 3 program when he was just 3 weeks old. And they were very prompt. We got him involved right away.
His parents began learning how to assist their child. They learned that eating solid foods could be a struggle for Mark. Speech could be very limited, and Mark's stature was certain to be diminutive. Ella Sastrom works with Mark, helping him to develop those things that will enable him to lead as normal a life as possible. The Kennedy Center has helped the family determine their goals and all the steps in a system that will help them to achieve success. Kennedy Center staff works with family members, including Mark's sister Melissa, enhancing the quality of care and support given during speech, socialization, and physical therapy sessions. This kind of teamwork is essential to achieving the positive results of Mark being able to speak. Indeed, the Russos have the satisfaction of getting what they wished for.
Because now he communicates to us in his own language. He can say mama, dada, baba, and he's able to express himself, and that's all we wanted, was to be able to communicate with our son.
None of those parents who gathered on that snowy evening over 50 years ago could have imagined that the Kennedy Center would become an extensive resource of staff, volunteers, programs, and sites, helping thousands of children and adults to lead full and meaningful lives.